Hey Scorpio, thanks for joining me for your May reading. I have a channeled message for you before we jump into the cards. So Spirit was saying that you are going to be creating something this month, working on something, bringing something to fruition. And in relation to that, here's the interesting part. They said two things. One was, we want you to act a little bit like your opposite sign, like a Taurus, okay? And I'm going to explain more about that in a second because it was very much connected to the second thing that they brought up, which was ask culture versus guess culture. So, what are those? Ask culture and guess culture are usually two different ways of handling the way we get our needs met, whether within a family, within whatever institution. So let's just take a family, for example, because a lot of us were raised in either ask culture or guess culture. Now, in ask culture, you ask for what you want. Hey, mom, can I have that toy or whatever? And mom might say yes, mom might say no, but you have been raised in a way that makes you feel like it's okay to say, hey, can I have this? Or like, hey, I would like this. Can I have some? Then there are people who are raised in guess culture, where they have to guess whether or not they can get what they need. They have to manipulate. They have to, and again, we're talking about children. So when I say manipulate, this isn't like some intentional, sinister fucking shit. This is, like, mom is maybe mentally ill. And one day I might get my needs met. The next day I might get my face hit. And so I have to guess. I have to fucking figure out and analyze and run it through my internal computer that my parents are forcing me to build because I can't just operate on a normal ask and give and maybe you won't get it but there's no dire consequences kind of situation. I know, this is deep, Scorpio. We haven't even gotten into your cards yet. But Spirit is saying they want you to, like a Taurus, live a bit more in ask culture. I would like this. Can I have some? I would like one of those. I would like it if you please didn't do that anymore. Do you think that I could have that from you? Spirit's dropping cards. They're ready to talk. Woo! Okay. I peeked. I didn't mean to. Couldn't resist. I'll show you in a second, Scorpio. So let's see. What do you need to know about? What do you want to build? Because that's something about Tauruses that they're talking about. Builders and creators, right? Act a little bit like your sister sign. Your opposite. Fixed earth to your fixed water. You both have things to learn from each other. But acting in that way, straightforward, asking for what you want, saying what you don't want. And when somebody asks you for something, not feeling like you have to like manipulate and weigh and figure it out, that you can just say, no, you know what, I don't have the energy for that. Or no, I'm not really interested, but I appreciate the offer. You know? Okay, I've got a bonus card in there. That's always fun. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio sun, moon, rising, and dominant people. Aren't all Scorpio people dominant people? But I'll be here all month. What does Scorpio need to know in the month of May, Spirit? Where are they? Where are they heading? And how can they get there most gracefully and effectively? Gracefully and effectively. What do you know? Act like a Taurus. That's so, maybe you guys sometimes might get a little sick of my like exuberance and excitement with this stuff, but it really does never cease to amaze me. And we have your card. Did you know that you're the death card, Scorpio? Powerful transformation. Wow. Okay. Holy heck. So, I'm going to jump into your future really quickly and point out that we have 3 of the 4 members of the Pentacles Court here in your reading after Spirit telling you you're going to benefit from acting like a Taurus. Here's the future. Page of Pentacles. Humble, hardworking, ready to learn something new. Why am I jumping into your future? Because your present is that Temperance card I pointed out before. Gentleness, moderation, crossed by you. Queen of Pentacles, acting like a Taurus, working your money, working your skills. And I feel like you're already in a strong place when it comes to that. I'm hearing higher education in your past. Maybe some of you have recently graduated or maybe gotten accredited for something, trained for something, or maybe it's like, okay, this is what I'm going to say. It's a general reading, right, Scorpio? So I'm hearing all of these things. Some of you may have just been in the field, learning how to do something, picking up training, picking up lessons, going through hard things, okay? That's, Spirit speaks metaphorically often. And being in the field, learning things can mean getting the shit kicked out of your heart or out of your goal and having to step back, take the lessons, regroup, maybe retreat, and reorient. You're going through a change right now, and there could be a lot of difficulty there. We're human. Nobody likes change but a wet baby. And even if the change is good, even if the change is an upgrade in some ways, you know, we all get butterflies before we walk into a job interview or a first date, because it's like, yes, we want it, but yes, also this makes me extremely nervous and scared. Part of why Spirit is asking you to act like a Taurus this month is, as a water sign, when it comes to things that touch your heart, things that rock you, you can get swept away. Your waters run deep, and they can also run high. They can also make waves. Like I said, your card is present here. It is in the hidden or the internal position. So this is nothing to be scared of. This is nothing that you're going to have to fear. This is not in your future. This is in your present, and this is going on within you. Spirit just said some of you are like waving the white flag. But I don't feel that that's a bad thing. It's what they said earlier about sometimes we have to like regroup and reorient and even retreat from something. Sometimes things don't work. Sometimes we do have to let go. And it's, you know, it's like we could stand here and get rope burn because there's the force of a fucking 10-ton anvil pulling this rope out of our hands. But we can be like, I'm strong, I'm Scorpio, I can hold this shit. And you'll hold it for a good long time. Like, and getting your fucking hands just like scored and rended and ripped to pieces by this rope burning and rushing through your hands as you hold on. Sometimes letting go and waving the white flag and saying goodbye to something and moving on is the best thing you can do and sets you up for something new and clean and fertile. I say clean because in the position of where you find yourself, we have the star. The star is many things. One of them is innocence. And Spirit is bringing back to the ask culture and guess culture thing of think about how a child, when they aren't dealing with unhealthy influences, they feel very free to ask for things that are outrageous. A child will ask for the moon, and you're not like, that's unbelievable, you selfish little prick. You think we're going to arrange a mission to the moon and net it and bring it? Like, that's ridiculous. We think that's sweet. We think that's like, that is so romantic and lovely. And idealistic and magical that this child is like, could I have the moon? And Spirit is asking you to think of yourself as innocent, to ask for the things that you want because there's nothing wrong with that. And that's an important message for those of you that have been pushed, like, because that's the feeling they're giving me, is like molded into like a conformity with like, we don't do things like that in this house. Like in this house, I'll tell you when you get to have XYZ. And, you know, if you do ask me on the wrong day, there might be hell to pay. I think Spirit is asking you to open yourself up to the idea that even though you might have to wave the white flag on some things because it was like, okay, I'm never gonna get what I want out of this, I have to move on. That's only creating room so that you can ask for what you really want. It's a good thing. You have what it takes. You have what it takes, but you do need to work through a wound. In the key position, Three of Swords, clarified by the King of Pentacles. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, you, and then we have this Three of Swords and this King of Pentacles. And Spirit is giving me a couple different things. Some of you, in a straight up way, there's been like a breakup, a separation, maybe even like a third party situation where you feel very betrayed. And you might have had to leave this person behind. And there's a wound there, and that could be where you had to wave the white flag, some of you. Again, that would be a good thing if this person repeatedly broke your heart or your trust. For others of you, and this may actually apply to both groups, they're saying that there is a wound around an old betrayal that is the thing that kind of stands between you and the true bond with this King of Pentacles person. And this is where I should say King and Queen in the tarot have nothing to do with sex or gender and everything to do with personality type. And to see a King and a Queen of the same suit, regardless of whether you are male, female, non-binary, however you might identify, what it's talking about is a divine partnership, a really nice energetic match for you, right? Where you can feel free to feel abundant and creative and like sensual. These are all Pentacles, Taurus, queenly things, right? And this King of Pentacles provides the safety, the dependability, the rock that your waves can crash against, right? And be like, hey, I'm going to be right here. It's okay. If your waves are going up right now, it's okay. I'm going to be right here. I'm not going to go anywhere. Wow, like the Spirit just said, and what we're trying to teach you is to first do that for yourself, because you have to access that within yourself to be able to receive it from somebody else. For example, have you ever had a friend, or if you're honest with yourself, Scorpio, have you ever been the friend that is dating somebody and they're nice and they're dependable, and when they say they're going to do something, they do it, and when they say they're going to be there by a certain time, they are, and they actually kind of go above and beyond and in service to you and things like that, or your friend. And the friend or you are like, they're really nice, but like kind of boring. Like there's no like, oh my God, like what's happening? Spirit is like, if you cannot do that for yourself, do something for yourself like compassion when you meet, for example, a sensitive person that's like, oh my God, what happened? You might be like, ew, fucking buck up, like gross, when really there's nothing wrong with that person being like, wait, did you just crack a joke that your dog died? Like, are you okay? That's awful. Like, I love my dog. Like, rather than thinking that that person is weak or weird or needs to control themselves, you can find it in yourself to accept a little compassion because, you know, you give yourself like the compassion. Do you understand what I mean? We allow ourselves to be valued to the degree that we believe we should be valued. If the world worked on good things happen to good people, people get what they deserve, bad things happen to bad people. You could think of it that way too, or whatever. People get what they deserve. If it worked like that, the world would look dramatically different. But if you start to look at things in the world and ask yourself, is it possible that people get what they think they deserve? And then we can think about, you know, orange government officials and the people in power and go, wow, that's a bunch of old craggy white guys that have like nothing particularly remarkable about them except the size of their ego and seemingly thusly the size of their wallets and resources. If good things happen to good people, the world will look different. We get what we think we deserve. So, what do you think you deserve? And not just consciously, Scorpio, but unconsciously. Consciously, here's the fucking trick. We might be like, I deserve. I'm good. I'm skilled. I'm hardworking. I'm kind. I'm smart. Whatever. List the qualities. Like, I am these things, and this is worthy. And that's great. Yes, like, we need to do that for ourselves in a very conscious way. But the trickier thing is to work with the unconscious. Like, yeah, I might think I'm okay, but maybe I grew up with mom or dad not thinking I was okay. And that probably means that there is some wound in me somewhere. Here's what I would ask you, Scorpio. Which emotions or goals are you, like, do you consider to be for yourself personally forbidden? And these can be various. There are some people who very much identify with the light side of their personality, like, I'm good and I'm generous and I'm kind and I'm this and I'm that. So they might think it is forbidden for me to be jealous, greedy, insecure, whatever. No, I'm good. I'm not those things. I'm good. I don't have those things in me. And some people are comfortable, like often many a Scorpio I know, very comfortable with the darker aspects of their personality. Oh yeah, I get obsessive, I get possessive, I get jealous, like that's true. Can you love on your forbidden emotions, which if you're comfortable with the darker side, forbidden things might be like being optimistic or being hopeful or giving people the benefit of the doubt, or, you feel me, Scorpio? Is this making sense? It's a powerful exercise to look at what you're not allowed to be. I'm not allowed to be weak. I'm not allowed to be strong. Again, it's various. What was instructed to you? Look back and free yourself. Free yourself. Walk through the door that says, you know what? Like, I didn't ask for this. You know, in more classical words, I could tell you, you're a child of God, Scorpio. You are innocent. You didn't come into this world to suffer. You came into this world to learn, and you came into this world to share the essence and find the essence of yourself. You have so much to offer, and a fighting spirit, tremendous strength. Can you have the tremendous strength to let go, to surrender, to, where necessary, wave the white flag, or just walk right over the cliff as you make this leap of faith? Can you figure out that hanging upside down and looking to the rest of the world like, whoa, what the hell is that person doing? Everything in their life is in disarray. Well, motherfucker, maybe I'm learning to look at things from a different perspective. And maybe when I get off this tree, the thing that I'm working behind my back is going to stun all of you. Because all of you were looking at things one way. Meanwhile, I was having the strength to look at the way that I do things, look at the way, the things that I want, and question them. And look at them differently and say, is it wrong for me to want to be rich? Is it wrong for me to want to be free? Is it wrong for me to want to be in this career field or in this type of relationship? Is it wrong? Or did somebody or something just make me think that it was wrong and I've been cutting myself off from it for too long? take this sacred pause to find balance within yourself. Temperance is about true balance, light and dark. Not good vibes only, and not like bad vibes only. Life is a rich and varied tapestry. We need shadow and light in a picture to create the kind of dimension where we can actually see what we're looking at. It's time for you to work with your wound, because there's an ascension involved there. There's Spirit is showing me two pieces of you knitting back together. Anytime that we divorce ourselves from, again, I'm not allowed to be greedy, or I'm not allowed to be nice, whatever, nice is weak, or whatever. The world is out trying to fuck you, like you've got to be hard, da 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 da. So being soft might be like, fuck that, that's the worst, that's scariest, that's weakness. Guess what? Whatever we cut ourselves off from, we cut ourselves off from a degree of power. We cut ourselves off from a degree of perspective and vision. Let me explain it to you like this. If I am like, you know what, I make fucking tarot videos on YouTube, I better be the best and most spiritual person who never does anything wrong. So you know what? I'm not the kind of person who ever does anything wrong. Never, never, never. I am never any of those bad things. I'm good, I'm nice, I'm generous, etc. If I tell myself that, and I get into a relationship with somebody, and I lie to myself, here's what I'm going to tell you. I have several planets in Scorpio, okay? So we're going to get real here. And I get into this person, and I get real into this person, and I'm like, I'm real into it, okay? And if I don't acknowledge that there is a piece of me that is insecure and therefore possessive, needy, maybe jealous, if I don't acknowledge that, then when I see this guy over there talking to this pretty girl who's maybe taking his drink order or whatever, I might be like, there's no way that these alarm bells ringing in my head and my chest right now are my bullshit. They must be true. So I'm gonna read that motherfucker the riot act, or worse, I'm gonna bury that, I'm gonna hold it, I'm gonna be like, that son of a bitch, and I'm gonna hold it in, and I'm gonna, But if I know, hey, I'm insecure, I get a little needy, I get a little jealous, then either I can deal with these feelings as I'm watching this guy have the exchange with the cute waitress where they both start to laugh or whatever. And I can be like, oh man, that's bringing up my like insecurity. Oof, like there's your abandonment issues, girl. What are we going to do about this right now? And I can be like, you know what? I know where this comes from. You went through some hard things. This is not what that is. That's a different person. Like that would, let's take care of ourselves in this moment. And it's like, as I'm talking myself through it, I can feel my anxiety dropping. Like that they could be having a flirtation and I might not know it or whatever, but I choose to be innocent and I choose to talk myself through the wound. And then when he comes over and says, oh my God, it's crazy. Like I just was ordering a drink from this bartender and it turns out I work with her girlfriend and I love that chick, like da 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 da. And you're like, oh my God, did I either, first scenario, put myself through hell for 45 seconds and like take myself on the emotional ups and downs of like, oh my God, I thought I could finally trust somebody and this motherfucker is cheating on me, like. And then to have it turn out that like this girl is gay and has zero interest in him? Or did I, in those 30 or 45 seconds, have this awesome internal revelation of like, hey, you know what? Like I'm starting to get scared, I'm starting to get anxious and insecure and maybe I want to have a reaction, but then I can balm that with compassion and with understanding and like reminding myself like, hey, we've been through this before. We don't have any evidence that that's what's happening right now. What we have is old stuff that is coming up. So let's look at that and see if like there's any real comparison. Is there really anything? No, not yet. Like, you feel me, Scorpio? I think you can set yourself free from some things and therefore bring yourself closer to the kind of, not just, look, this isn't just about like partnership or romance or anything, although yes, for some of you I do feel that it is. It's this. It's you're creating something, you're building something, and we get what we think we deserve. And if you can up how much you think you deserve and how much you value yourself, you will receive something commensurate to that internal upgrade you give yourself, and Spirit's offering you that. And the obstacle is the way in this case. The wound is the way. Are you ready, Scorpio? You look ready. I think you are. A little radical forgiveness, a little radical surrender. I'm with you. Okay, Scorpio, I really hope this helps. And if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have advice for me or your fellow Scorpios, I would love to hear it. And I also just want to say thank you for spending time with me here. And especially thank you to those of you who like and comment and like subscribe and share this with your friends. It really means a lot and really like does such a tremendous job to help me grow the channel. So thank you for that. Much, much obliged. Have a good month, Scorpio, and if I don't see you in a video before then I will see you in June. Bye, Scorpio.